The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Mid-Carolina Service Company.
Mid-Carolina Service Company is the first name to search for your residential or commercial HVAC needs in Lexington and surrounding areas.
Just go holler at Jason and Clint. They'll hook you up on the air conditioners, on the restaurant equipment, refrigerators, refrigeration, ice machine repair. They've been doing this for years. I know them cats forever.
Family owned and operated since 2006, they pride themselves in their quality work and customer relationships. Call 803-356-4153 or visit midcarolinaserviceco.com for a no obligation quote for service today. This episode of Hilltop Glove Podcast is proudly sponsored by Your Dollar Store. Located at 3017 Farrell Road in Columbia, South Carolina. Owned by Brian Thomas, Your Dollar Store has been serving the community since June 2021 with a mission to provide fresh produce and essential household items to neighborhoods in need, serving areas like Booker, Washington Heights, and other nearby locations affected by grocery store closures. Your Dollar Store is a convenient one-stop shop for those seeking healthier food options and affordable essentials. Support a local business that's dedicated to giving back. Your Dollar Store, where you can shop, chat, and leave with a smile.
The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by True Brilliance Entertainment.
True Brilliance is a production, promotions, and management company dedicated to connecting artists and producers across the Carolinas to music industry professionals.
Several of their clients have placements both domestic and internationally as a result of their services.
Are you an artist or producer looking to build meaningful relationships within the music industry? Then True Brilliance is for you. Check them out at paramilitary.com. That's spelled P-A-I-R-A military.com.
Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast.
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 The Hilltop Glove Podcast.
Welcome to a new season of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. We are thrilled to kick things off with a special guest, Aramis Massenberg. Aramis is a father, entrepreneur, music artist, and career specialist. He wears many hats, and today we'll be exploring his fascinating journey. Aramis is the co-owner, was the owner of the band. All right, 3, 2. Welcome to a new episode. Now I can't speak. 1 second. Welcome to a new season of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. We're thrilled to kick things off with a special guest, Aramis Massenberg. Aramis is a father, entrepreneur, music artist, and career specialist. He wears many hats, and today we'll be exploring his fascinating journey. Aramis is the owner of Karl Alexander Creative Consulting, based right here in Columbia, South Carolina. His company provides comprehensive design services tailored to businesses of all sizes and budgets by crafting effective digital design strategies, including stunning websites and engaging social media platforms. Karl and his team deliver real, impactful outcomes. Their expertise spans across digital marketing, WordPress, Shopify development, e-commerce development, content creation, and social media marketing. They've worked with notable clients such as Tiffany's Sweet Eats and Meeting Place, Polar Express Heating and Air, and The Bride's Corner, to name just a few. Beyond his entrepreneurial ventures, Aramis has a deep-rooted passion for track and field. Known as Coach Karl at Ridgeview High School, he has led his teams to remarkable success, developing top-tier athletes and earning state championships in boys track and field. Now, as the new career specialist at Ridgeview High School, Coach Massenberg continues to foster a culture of excellence, emphasizing discipline, hard work, and a winning mindset. Sit tight and join us as we dive into the life of Crazy Karl and his many talents. How are you doing today?
I mean, well, with an introduction like that, it's good to say that today's a good day. So yeah, definitely I appreciate the research in the background.
Thank you, Tamaya. Thank you, Tamaya.
Yeah, that's Tamaya. Shout out to Tamaya.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big facts. But yeah, man, I feel good today, man. I'm really happy to be here. I've seen the work that y'all have been doing since you guys have started. And so, I just applaud the consistency in what you guys are doing. So I'm just happy to be here.
Appreciate it.
Perfect, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
For sure.
Well, the first question we always ask folks, and just always like to start off with this, our podcast, as you're aware, we reach out to millennials. We're trying to contact millennials. We want them to know that there are ways for them to be successful and to be able to be themselves and still make it and be successful in life, even without a handbook. And so,
or a handbook that's grossly out of date.
Preach.
Facts.
Preach. Remember what's that thing called, the occupational occupational handbook? And yeah, those are nice.
You're right.
But this is a different era. And that's one of the things that we've always discussed with this podcast is that basically we're creating a digital Rolodex and a resource for people to view people that look like themselves, sound like themselves, talk like them, and that are actually out here being successful out in the world with the career, with business, or whatever it is that they want to do that makes them happy or excited. And so it's always cool to speak with people that either work in that lane themselves daily, and so about career, movement, success, how to move stuff like that, but also that are themselves inundated in being an entrepreneur and have that spirit, because now you can give them both sides of the plane. And so it's cool to have these types of conversations. But we always like to start off with the most boring question, most important question. Where did you grow up, and do you have any siblings?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Virginia.
Hey.
So, was born in a city called Petersburg. I
Okay.
grew up in a little village called Ettrick in South Chesterfield. So, I grew up in a rural part of Virginia. I grew up where my granddad was a farmer. So, we got a bunch of land out there.
Hey.
So I'm a country boy at heart. I got two sisters, both older, so I'm the baby of the family, so.
And you got the sisters?
Yeah, and growing up, what I'm saying, as much as people say having brothers is cool, you really learn how to fight when you got sisters now.
I was about to say, I heard they're worse than
You learn
brothers.
a lot of defense. You learn a lot of defensive mechanics, I'm saying, when you got sisters. So yeah, man, growing up in Virginia was fun, you know what I'm saying? Really rural where I grew up at, but you had inner city, elements attached to it. You can get to Richmond in 20, 30 minutes. You can get to Petersburg in 15.
Okay.
So, you're right in the middle of a lot of, different things. So, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Awesome. Now, with that being said, who or what influenced you on, from you being a youth, of course, coming up to leading into the career decisions and choices that you've made for yourself?
Man, that's tough, right? Because, I'm in my world, I'm kind of like the first of my kind. Like I'm the first one to go to college, my family to graduate, first one to get a master's degree.
Wow.
So, the first to do a lot of stuff. So for me, it's like my imagination is what really kind of inspired me or motivated me. Cause it's like when you grow up in a country town and it ain't a whole lot to do.
True.
You got to think of things that could be done. And so when you think
The
of things that could be done,
yes.
right, and then you begin to kind of walk or explore those things, you find yourself in some of the strangest of places if you're willing to walk. And so, for me, my imagination kind of inspired me. I wanted to be the fastest kid in the world. That's why I ran track. Not because I thought I was going to go to school. No, I want to be the fastest kid in school here.
Right.
In this world, I'm the fastest kid in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what mattered to me. But then that imagination took me to running, and now I'm in school for running.
Wow.
So it's just use your imagination, bro. Anything you really want to do is out here. You can do it. Anything you can really think of, if you can visualize, you can probably do it.
Yep.
So, for me, that's my biggest inspiration is imagination, and then having family members that supported that imagination. They let you try. They let you fail. They let you explore all of the heartache and pain that comes with trying and failing. And so those things help you build up enough callous to keep trying.
Yeah.
So that when things do get tough, all right, I can keep trying because I failed enough as a kid. I cried enough and I had to get up. I fell off my bike 30 times. Get up. Try again. Those things continue to build up the requirements to be a successful adult. Just to survive out here.
I think that's our thread for the day.
It's
Yeah.
$7 a box.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
$7.
Preach.
Yeah.
My kids
Preach.
like cereal. like, they like cereal.
The youths in my house like cereal too, but guess what they eating right now?
What are you?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Hey, hey.
The family size box.
Yep.
Like,
Family
you
size
buy
box.
one, get one.
The family size box got bigger too. It's like a jumbo family.
Yo.
They won't even fit in the cupboard anymore. It's hanging out the cabinet.
And now the box got bigger, but the bag got smaller.
Bag is smaller. Nah, that's real.
Bag got smaller.
That's real.
I'm
People
telling
don't
you.
realize that that box is larger, that bag's
You're right,
smaller.
you're right. It's all a
Yep.
finesse, man. So, you know, yeah, just, you know, use your imagination, man. Find ways to create something out of nothing.
Yeah, I think that's a man. And we always talk about this. So whenever we have our podcast sessions and we're sitting talking, there's always a line, a string that ties everything together. And we don't do this on purpose. It just happens.
Yeah, serendipity is what we call that. Just things happen.
Yeah.
And you jumped right into it. So our first guest that we talked today, we're actually speaking about like just getting things done.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest hurdles for most people. And there's a podcast that I listen to, Father Son podcast called Urban X Podcast. And one of the things they talk about on there is the fact that, yeah, you can get an app. You can plan things out. You can make sure, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm going to blah, 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 and all this stuff talking about it. But it's that until you get to the process of actually just doing it.
Yeah.
And none of that stuff matters. Just do it. Go out there, bust your behind.
Yeah.
Get a couple scars, get some bruises, skin your knee, whatever it is.
Right.
But get back up and keep getting on that horse and just keep trying and keep pushing at it. By doing that, you're going to teach yourself the things that you need to succeed, which is through failure. Like you have to do that. And I'm happy that you said that today, because a lot of our generation just seeing failure and having to deal with it, a lot of them can't deal with it. You got to imagine, like, we have a lot of folks that deal with things nowadays, just talking about counseling, et cetera, dealing with being bullying, cyberbullying, other things that they see online, just dealing with not being able to speak properly with people and having the interaction that they want to have. And it keeps people from living their dreams. And I think that's the saddest thing to see, because you don't have that wherewithal, or you haven't been taught that strategy, like, instead of building up the callus to be able to deal with it. And so with saying that, especially with what you do, especially with business and music and et cetera, you keep pushing through. And like you said, it's because of all the other things you have going around you. Have there ever been any times that you thought about, gosh, you know what, this is pretty darn hard? How?
Yeah.
I know I've been taught to do better, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it right now. Have you had any of those situations? Just explain it to our audience so they understand that, yes, you're telling them to do these things, but it's because it's coming from personal growth, from experience.
Man, listen, all right? Being an adult is hard, period. It's period. It doesn't matter whether or not you want to have ambition and go off and be the biggest business owner, or if you want to be an adult who just works a 9 to 5. This is hard, period. So if I want to do something that's hard, I might as well do it at the highest level, so that then I can have whatever freedoms come with doing it the hard way. Right? If I sit and I just say, all right, cool, I'm just going to do the regular everyday 9 to 5, which is cool, right? But I don't save my money to then give me the freedom.
Yeah.
Having a 9 to 5 doesn't mean that you can't be wealthy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can be wealthy. It's about financial literacy. It's about understanding what you're doing with your money. So for me, it's like, yes, adulting is hard when you're not prepared. When you leave out of high school and you're not prepared, you find yourself doing the same things that you might have seen in your upbringing.
Yes.
What you see usually is the teacher of what you end up doing. So like you say, experience is the best teacher.
Yeah.
I've only experienced parents that might struggle with money. I'm probably going to struggle with money.
Boom.
We never had a conversation about money. We never talked about how to balance a checkbook. We don't know anything about that. So when I go out, I buy the things I like, I buy what I feel, not what I need. And so, you know, it's a variety of things that I think make this hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nothing in life worth having is easy. Because if it was, everybody would be having things. And people ain't having stuff out here. People ain't having stuff out here.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's hard to get. I tried to teach my son, like, he be like, hey, Dad, can I have some money for this and the third? All right, how much you willing to work for it? How much time you willing to put in? Because like, and if I paid you the average $725 for what you're asking for, you got to work for a week and a half. Objectively, you got to work for a week and a half to get what you're asking for at the rate that I would pay you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You don't like that, right? All right, figure out a way to make more money. Figure out a way to use your skill set to identify ways to make yourself more valuable so that you can use your brain and not your time. You can find ways to get to the paper without stressing.
There you go.
You know, so it's hard. Period. I mean, and if you don't want to do the hard work, that's fine. You know, go to work, save your money, do the financial literacy thing, so then now you can find your way to that same freedom or that same
place.
comfort.
Yep.
It's all a bunch of ways to get there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no one way to get to that place of comfort. It's just you got to have discipline and you got to want to do it.
I think that's the biggest one. That discipline.
You know? And to your point is that, yes, our generation struggles with failure because, one, we live in a society now where they only show success.
Yes.
Instagram only shows you success.
Only success.
Oh, look at me. I'm here. I'm lit, right? But you don't know I might have missed my rent to pay for this trip so you can see it.
And you ain't take no picture of that.
Yeah.
You ain't take no video. You not making that rent.
I ain't tell you about that. I didn't tell you that I'm really out here scraping pennies to put together just to buy these sneakers. I ain't really telling you that.
Keeping it real went straight out the window with
for
Instagram.
real.
Like it's just gone.
People will lie. They will just sit and lie to you about their entire
Everything.
existence. Literally
Everything.
and that makes no sense to me. Like they say, you ain't got a lot to kick it, bro. Like you don't got a lot to kick it.
Yes.
If you ain't got it right now, it's okay not to have it right now.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sometimes I don't got it.
Yep.
Why? Because I got bills.
Bam.
I got kids. They like to eat. I got things I like to do. You know, it's like, it's just stuff that you got to take care of. And so, like, to live and exist as if that's not real, you ain't got to lie to me, bro. Like, I know that you got some stuff going on, just like I got stuff going on. We all got the same type of
Matter of
problems.
fact, that's what you were saying when you came in.
Yeah, bro. It's like we all got the same problems, bro. It's like, even if you're rich, my overhead is just as high as yours. If I'm a billionaire, I'm paying for buildings, I'm paying for staff, I'm paying for overhead, insurances. All of that stuff is stress. People think having money just means you're going to be good. You got to keep that money.
Yep.
You got to keep it coming. And to keep it coming, that's the stressful part. You know what I'm saying? When it don't add up, that's the stressful part. When you used to living like this, but now this money ain't add up right. That's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
What you going to do when you're back against the wall? Last month you made $10,000, but this month you made $3,000. That $7 differential, man, depending on what you got going on, can really hurt. It can hurt. And so, you know, if you get comfortable living a certain way and you operate under certain guidelines with how you move as a business owner, you might find yourself, you know, just as stressed out as a person who's not making ends meet with their regular 9 to 5. And now you owe people money too.
That's even worse.
Now you owe people money. You owe people that did work for you money possibly. You know what I'm saying? There's a variety of things that come with this life of entrepreneurship that people just say, I'm going to go out there and start my own business. Okay. I hope
good luck with that.
I hope you can fall enough times and get up enough times and keep getting up and fall again and get up. And then realize you're going to fall again because, like, you ain't never going to stop falling.
Yeah.
No matter how strong you get in your business.
I'll tell you one thing that I've fallen into lately is, like I've done work for enough people and enough startups and enough nonprofits and to the point where I'm really good at citing all of the expenses and all of the problems and all of the stuff that you're going to have to face. And I'll talk myself out of every single idea I'll come up with because of this giant list. And then what really happens is when it's somebody else's project and they say we're going to do it anyway, you solve half of that stuff on the way.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean,
what do you think of that? What do you think of that angle of it?
A lot of that is more of that's a fear mindset, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a hurdle coach, right? So like I have to.
Oh, I was about to ask what
coach kids
event?
out of fear a lot, right? Like I ask people to run at a barrier, right? With blind. I'm
fast as you can, run the wall.
I'm asking you to run at a barrier as fast as you can with no concern for yourself, right? And I'm going to teach you how to get over it. That's what you have to do. I'm going to run at this barrier, at this goal as fast as I can, and I'm going to teach myself how to get over it. If I hit it, I get to try again. If I hit this wall, I get to try again. It's my business.
Yeah.
True.
It's not yours, right? Well, now if I hit this wall, now everything stops, right? Yeah, things might stop, but I get to try again. So if I try again, now I learn how to get over number 1, and then number 2, and then number 3, and number 4. And now when I get back at number 1 again, I already know how to get through 5.
So at a certain level, like expecting to fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to expect failure if you plan to succeed. Period.
That makes total sense.
Anybody who says otherwise is just not telling the truth.
Well, if you think about it, like when I start a project, I expect that there's going to be prototyping, there's going to be failure, there's going to be reevaluation, and then you come back around and you try it again.
Yep.
But we don't always give ourselves that room in a business startup.
Grace.
You know,
That's grace.
It's
don't give
the
it to
money.
ourselves.
It's the money.
Right. Money's scary.
I like how straightforward it is.
No, it is.
It's the money.
Yeah.
It's
You
period.
don't want to lose it.
If it was
Don't
just
wanna
my
lose
time, I'd drop it all the time. But when you're talking about money and bills,
You're right. But see, the thing is, like, if you put enough time into your business, right, you can avoid some of the money pitfalls because, like, a lot of the stuff that you really need to be doing, you can find ways around.
Yeah.
You can outsource a lot of stuff. You have to network. You know, like for me, I utilize a lot of different networks and a lot of different people to achieve the goals that I have, right? Because I can't do it all myself. So, like, you have to
Facts.
learn, one, to trust
There you
people
go.
around you
There you
so
go.
that you can delegate. So if
Yeah.
I can't delegate to anybody, then I find myself having to do all the work. And when
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed, now I can't possibly have the wherewithal to do all of this or to oversee all of these things.
Right.
So you got to find people that you can trust, right? The same way you say, hey, Tamaya, can you do this part? That's delegation. That's the only way that this thing works is with you all doing the same thing and being on the same page, all right? And mastering what you do best, what you do best, what he does best. And then now when we work together, now we got a machine. This is like the Power Rangers, bro. Like,
I like that. Yeah, man. Mighty Morphin.
yeah, we all got to get together so we can get this big Zorg. And when the Zorg comes down,
Where the left leg at? Let's go.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
The left leg can't show up, bro. We can't walk. Like, we need all of y'all here, to do the work. And so
That's true.
Yeah, so that's what it's about, man. Like, get out of the fear mindset and teach yourself how to get over those things. Teach yourself by failing.
Yep.
I'll fail enough times until I
he's
figure
a
it out.
career coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why it's cool to speak to people that are doing both.
Yeah.
Because he sees both sides of it. Because when we speak to a lot of people, especially if all right, so if you're speaking to someone who's just a career coach and not an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, not a career coach, they're going to give you very good information from both sides, but not at the same time.
You're right.
So what's cool about speaking with you about this, we're going to throw crazy stuff at you today because I know you can answer it, right? Because you get to see it and you've dealt with it from both sides, especially as a track coach too. I think it's really cool because people don't understand, like, track is a sport of pain. You are doing what everybody else does when they get in trouble. So when I play football, I'm messed up, run.
Yeah.
When I play basketball, I'm messed up.
It's a punishment.
Run. Yeah, it's a punishment. So I remember, and I ran distance, right? I ran 3,200 and I ran 800. And people are like, so what are you out here? Why is that? Why are you throwing up back here? You look like you died. Why are you doing this? I'm like, because I want to win.
Right.
And so, like, you're putting yourself through pain on purpose? I'm like, yeah. So when I used to play football and I played basketball, and they asked us to run.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. No problem. We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that. We
run
get
all
that
day.
done. And that goes into what he's saying about failing. Purpose. I don't care. It's fine if I fail. I don't care. I'm going over there and be in pain for a little while. Because when I complete the task, that feeling after completing the task and actually getting it done and getting that goal is way better.
Because the thing is, in track and field, like, there is no, like, real failure in that sport.
No.
Right? Like, it's all right, you might not have achieved your goal.
Yep.
Right? You might not have won the race.
Right.
But you didn't necessarily fail, right? Like, to go to failure at practice means that every day I'm going to push my body beyond what was comfortable yesterday.
There you go.
That's failure.
That's failure.
That's to failure. I'm going to run until failure if that's the goal. So if I got 10 200s and they're saying that the time is 23 seconds and I got to do all of that with 90 seconds rest, I'm going to run until failure. If I can get to 8, I failed at 8. I didn't fail. Yesterday, I failed at 6. So I'm actually better today.
Exactly.
And so every day that I get better, that's you being able to, advance your understanding about what the task is, what the objective is, how hard do I really need to go, how much time do I really need to put into my finances or to the accounting of my business, how much time do I need to put into the marketing, because I failed at these strategies. And so now I've got experience now to tell you, yes, this works, this doesn't work, that don't work, this will work. And if you listen, that's up to you. You can run at the hurdle, and you can crash out until you figure it out yourself, or you can listen to sound advice, and somebody might be able to help you navigate faster.
Yep.
It depends, So yeah.
Man, that's a great way to put it. I just had to touch on that because I think that's a really good viewpoint to be able to have, and it's hard to obtain it without being in specific areas or realms. And a lot of folks, you don't have a lot of people that are in multiple areas of life or areas of access. So you'll have folks in finance who aren't going to be in lifestyle stuff, who won't be in food and bev administration, or won't be in your normal political spheres. And so usually you'll have all those things separate. I love when things cross over. So awesome understanding.
That's the millennial thing.
Yeah,
man.
that's what we do.
Everybody's crossing over now.
So it gives us a different look at it. And this is interesting because this goes into our third question, but we live in a time when creating content is more important than building relationships. Now, can you explain the importance of building business relationships to ladder, collaborate, and create meaningful content and connections?
Content creation is cool. It is the thing that gets you visibility, right? So if you're an artist or a business or anyone that's in this space that needs to be seen, then yes, content is the key to doing that. But in order to consistently do those things, you need relationships.
True.
So it's like, yeah, I can have all this content, right? And let's say if this is a one-off and we don't really like each other.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like how you talk to me. Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So now our business relationship is a little sour. So I get this one thing, this piece of content, but without the relationship, I don't have the ability to come back and have a follow-up.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
We'll call you.
Legit, we'll call you next time.
Wave that hand.
Yeah, and now it's kind of, that's dead. So for me, the business relationship still super exceeds the content that you create.
Okay.
Because you need people. You need people. That piece of content after a while, even if it goes viral, after a while, it'll be viral. Great. I saw it. Now what? What's
Done.
next? Like, what's next?
Yep.
Like, what's your next, thing? And for me, I think, I'm kind of good off the gimmicky stuff, too. Because it's like the internet makes things really gimmicky now. So it's like everything is a point to go viral. Everything is like, I got to do this to get here. Instead of just existing. These relationships will exist. We could do this all day.
All day long.
Literally all day. So yeah, the content will create itself when you got good relationships.
So relationships should supersede content.
It'll create itself. If you sit down with a camera with a good relationship and a good conversation, you'll create content. Voila, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan.
Right on the money. I love it. I like how you said that. I think it's so important because I know, and I guess this goes back to what we were saying earlier, the fact that we only see certain things, finished product, perfect, pristine condition. They don't realize that there is this, I like to say the ugly work that goes behind it, right? To make it look good. The building of the relationship, you sitting down, chit-chatting, shooting the breeze, making sure that you all actually have something in common to have a good conversation. One thing I always like to tease, and I can compare it to, is growing locks. You have something called the ugly phase.
Oh yeah, facts.
Oh my Lord!
I've had locks multiple times.
Oh, you see? Even like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why you looking like this
like
right now?
They do what they want, how they feel like.
Yep, exactly.
And when they drop, that's when it's like, okay.
Okay, all right.
I know why I did it.
I know how I did it. It looked good now, and so you got to go through those processes. And again, found this stream of logic. That goes back to understanding that sometimes you have to go put that hard work in. All the relationships that you try to create too, and I like to tell folks is they aren't all gonna work.
You're right. Facts.
And they don't
Everybody
all
ain't
work
meant for everybody.
everything.
Yes.
Right. That's something people fall into a lot too. Is if your mindset is on this project, then everything is a fix for that project.
You're right.
And then you switch to another project and you forget, oh wait, this relationship I burned on this thing would have been really perfect for this other one.
Perfect.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those things cross over. So
Yeah.
in order to keep those things rolling, you have to nurture them.
You're right.
You got to keep those relationships going. And I would have always thought that it would be easier nowadays with the technology, but it actually seems like there is a bit of a
Noise.
That's a good point.
That's
the noise.
Internet noise. It's all internet noise. It's and it exists, right? Part and parcel because everybody has an opinion now. Everybody has a platform to speak from.
And we're supposed to know about everything. Like I'm supposed to know how to solve economics. Why the hell would I be the person solving economics? You don't want my opinion about that.
You're supposed to be on earn your leisure right now, Mike. Dropping that knowledge, making that money.
I do not know how to fix the country. I can't tell you that. Do not listen to me or join my political party because I do not know.
Fact. But everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows because everybody's an expert, right? And I'm not an expert in anything that I know. I just know what I know. I know what I know. Okay, the things that I know might be more than what you know. But I ain't gonna say I'm an expert at any particular thing. I'm just really good at what I do. And so the internet, like you stated, everybody has that platform to speak their piece, even if it's educated or non-educated. It's, it's your right, because this is America.
That's why I tease all the time. It's America.
This is America. Say what you want to say. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. Just know that things have consequences. They have consequences. They just have consequences. So, and if you're okay with the consequences for the things you do, go ahead. Run at the hurdle. Run at the hurdle.
Wait. I gotta say this just because you said that. Diddy be running that mad hurdles.
Listen, regardless of the consequences, he said, you know what?
Running straight up.
Yep. Hey, he said, you know what? This track's slippery. But I'm going for it. I'm going for it. You know, and that's his thing. That's his world. You know.
Lord Jesus.
I mean, hey, I wish you the best, my brother. You know, all I can say, I wish you the best. You know.
Oh man, so how did you sharpen your skills over the year in building your clientele? Because like we're talking about building relationships, especially for what you do with marketing specifically. Clientele base matters.
Oh yeah.
Because if you do a good job, they'll keep you.
Yes.
Can you explain that to the audience? They need to hear this. If you do a good job, they'll keep you.
Quality work will keep you employed.
Yep.
It's that simple. If you do what you do and you do it well, and you can build those relationships, it's the soft skills that matter. It's how I talk to you on the phone. It's how I articulate what we're working on together. You know, if I can articulate it to you, if you don't have any knowledge of what I do, you just hired me to do the job for you. Provide them with enough transparency.
Yeah.
Provide them with enough information so they can feel comfortable knowing, all right, that's the expert in that space that he can get the job done. And then provide them with actual tangibles. Like, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what the website has done in the last 30 days. This is what your social media platform has looked like in the last 30 days. You can provide them with information. Don't withhold information from your client. Really kind of overshare if you can, right? So that now they tell you, hey, no, I'm good. I don't need to know all of that.
Yeah.
You can just do you and then circle back with me later.
It builds trust.
It builds
trust.
trust.
And if there's something you're trying to hide from a client, they already know it, or they will shortly.
They will shortly.
Like, just go ahead.
Yeah,
Here's
truthfully.
the challenge we're facing.
Truthfully, you know, and so in that, it's like I provide quality work, and building those long-term relationships really is just about being honest and being authentically you.
Facts.
I'm going to tell you the things I can do. I'll tell you the things I can't do. If there's something I can't do, we can probably solution for it because it's the internet we're talking about.
That's a good point.
We're talking about the internet. We're talking about, you know, people, places, and things and resources that are damn near infinite online. So if there's a solution that I need that I can't find, I know between myself and my team, we can find the resource. And then finding the resource, do you want to pay for it?
That's it. That's
And
what
that's
Bill
it. That's
Gates
it. It's
comes
like, do
down
you want to pay
You
for
wanna
it? It just comes down to, do you want to pay for it? If you want to do advertising in Orlando, which is something that I do for clients, you want to advertise, are you willing to pay for it? If you're willing to pay for it, we can get you billboards plastered up and down the highway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do that in North Carolina or North Dakota, we can get those things done.
Right.
But do you want to pay for it? You know? And that's what it boils down to. If you want to pay for it, we can do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's cool.
Hey, it's
all right. It's okay.
That's a good mentality, though, because a lot of times, especially if you're working on a client that you need.
You're right.
Yeah.
In the past, I've been afraid to give them a large number. But at the end of the day, if you underbid it, then you end up not doing the goodest work that you could.
You're right.
The goodest.
Right.
Because that's what it is. It's the goodest.
Right?
Right? Because you've got...
Because it's not the best.
Right.
It's not the best.
It might not be terrible.
It's only the goodest.
But if it needed to be 40 hours to do the job, and I'm doing it in 20, guess what?
You're right.
It's not the goodest.
Probably not the goodest work.
Not the goodest.
You know?
That's the word of the day.
And see, like even in there, right? Like, you know, I've got clients, man, they're like, certain relationships just work a certain way.
Yeah.
So when you help clients make money, sometimes depending on what the relationship is, they break bread.
Yeah.
So it's like they break bread. Like I've got clients that just break bread because of what we were able to do. I'm able to help you generate this many more clients, and I can send you these referrals. I can send you these from the work that I'm doing. Now, you breaking bread.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm helping you. It's like finder's fees almost. So like
No,
you
I'm
can
talking,
operate,
literal, straight, like you said,
can operate
streamlined
in a lot
numbers
of
you can
ways
see.
as an entrepreneur. Like, you know, as a consultant, there are many ways for you to get paid. It's just you have to know what kind of vehicles you can create. I mean, you can create these like things. You can write them on paper and say, I want to be paid this way with this and this, that, and the third that's attached to this metric. If I do this, I get paid for this.
Used a great word right there. Metric.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of us, especially coming new business entrepreneurs, don't understand metrics. And it's interesting. And I'm going to shout out my wife because my wife works for Blue Cross Blue Shield and she deals with grant stuff. And they listen to people bring in
Oh, grants care only about metrics.
That's it.
And people come to them asking them for money with no metrics.
Yeah.
And by metrics, we mean a
Yes, no
number.
performance indicators.
Like, what is the KPI? If you
Yep.
have a business and
Bro,
you're
you
trying
was
to get
speaking
money,
that language
what is
that-
the KPI?
Yes,
Key performance
yes,
indicator.
yes.
If you can't give me a key performance indicator, I can't gauge performance.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can't gauge performance.
Nah.
I can't say what you've
How do we
done.
know? Are we trying to sell a widget? Are we trying to get phone calls? Do I
Right.
just want people to click on the website and know we exist?
You're right. Or do I want them to follow down an actual funnel to fill out a form, sign up for a class, pay me, and then like
Conversion rates.
Yeah, those are things that matter.
Those
So,
words matter.
those things matter. And so if you're writing proposals up and you don't have any of the language that the person who put out the proposal is gonna understand, then you're not gonna win.
Yep.
You're not gonna win.
Thank
There's
you.
no way you're gonna win in anyone's world, even if you had a friend in the door. You still can't win.
That's
Because the
true.
proposal doesn't read right.
Yeah.
And so, you gotta learn how to write people.
Yeah.
Like legit. You
Yeah.
write for
It
your
would write the
industry.
way they want you to.
You're right. You have
'Cause
to
it's-
write for your industry.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an entrepreneur in a certain industry, your language has to read of that industry. If it does not, then they're gonna kind of look at you like, doesn't really understand what he's talking about or what she's talking about. So, it's important to educate yourself on
Speak the
whatever it
language.
is that you want to do. And education don't mean you got to go to college.
No.
Like, there are certifications out here you can take. There are courses online that you can take. They've got literal, like, libraries of Congress. They've got libraries in Richland County full of information. Like, literally.
They got
full
people
of-
waiting to help
They got
you.
people waiting.
to help you.
They get paid. They go every day.
And they like doing it.
Legit. So, like, if you don't take advantage of the things and the resources, but then complain about outcomes, I have zero sympathy for that.
There we go.
Zero sympathy for that.
I can tell you a coach.
Yeah, like
Look.
I have zero sympathy for
Yep.
that. Like,
Yep.
you want to run faster, do these things. If you don't do these things and you don't get the outcomes, zero sympathy for that. Did you do your best? Did you try your hardest?
Yep.
Did you give it your all? Did you stay up late and read the books and get off Instagram?
There you go.
Did you, watch the YouTube podcast about finance, or did you, watch the hottest tea about Diddy? Who knows?
That's it.
just depends. Like, I get it. It's
Which
hard,
one's
right?
gonna make
It's
more
hot
money?
tea.
Right now,
It's
hot
hard.
tea.
It's hard to
Hot.
decide, right? But
Yeah.
ultimately, where do you fall when it comes to your discipline? What
Yeah.
do you really want?
Yeah.
I want nice things.
Hey.
My kids want stuff. I'm really working to pay for cereal boxes.
No, I was
y'all.
about to
That's all
say,
I'm
it
working
seems
for.
like them kids is making.
We all trying to buy
It's not
butter
like-
right now. That's
like,
it.
You got
Kids
child
hustling.
care. You have child care. You
Yeah.
have to and from for sports. My son plays AAU basketball. Y'all parents know. You
Yep.
know what it is.
Oh, AAU basketball.
So yes, all of those things, right, put you in the mindset of I have to achieve more, but I have to do it where I can find balance in my family.
Hey.
I gotta have family time. I gotta have balance, but I need to get more.
This man interviewing himself.
No, I like him.
Tell us
you ready?
about your work-life
Yeah,
balance.
yeah, tell us about that. No, seriously, because we're gonna ask you that question. We're gonna ask
No,
you
I
about
mean,
work-life
honestly,
balance.
bro, work-life balance is like challenging. It comes with its own ups and downs. A lot of it is because like you have to work hard consistently.
Yeah.
Work is
Yes,
consistent
it's
when you're an
very-
entrepreneur.
yes.
It's not like, all right, I put this work down and I have a 9 to 5. That's the thing.
That's what
I have
please
a
tell
real-
people that
I have
this
a
man
real
got a
job. I have
job.
a full 9 to 5.
Yes.
And I have a business. Why?
Yes.
Because I need money.
Money. What's my man's name? I need money.
I need money. And so, in needing money, you got to put the infrastructure together to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's why I make music. That's why, I do career coaching.
Yep.
That's the reason why, I privately coach kids in track and field. Why? Because kids want to get better.
Yep.
Kids want opportunities, and I've got experience. And so my goal is to leverage that experience for as long as I can until, I'm too old to be trying to do all this stuff.
Hey man, track and field's pretty good though. It's pretty good
I mean,
market.
yeah, it is, but
Because there's not many of you out there.
that is
That's
true.
what I was about to. Cause I
That's
know
true.
I ran here and I couldn't find many of y'all to teach me.
Listen, and that is true.
I had an older white woman taught me. Don't laugh.
It was the way you said it.
But that was my coach. She ran at Georgia. And so
No,
I trust
listen.
her but that's the only person I could find that would.
But see, I'm gonna tell you, man, good coaching in track and field comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yep.
Like legit. Like I've had some of the best coaches of all backgrounds. Like legit. Like,
Yeah.
cause you never know. People run, bro.
Yeah, they do.
They enjoy running.
they
They
enjoy
run
it.
hard. They enjoy it.
Yep.
And so, like I said, and you ran distance, so it made sense. You said you ran the
Say
32,
it.
so that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. for
You
who your
right.
coach was. It made
Yep.
sense.
Perfect person.
But yeah, work-life balance, you got to find time to work it out, between music, I have a studio in the house, so I don't have to leave. I can record at home.
Hey.
So I try to, save money. That's a financial play too. You
Smart.
can write that stuff off in your taxes, people. It's a hustle. It's
Yeah,
a hustle.
yeah.
The tax game is a hustle. So if you're a business owner and you do work in your home, Write it off in your taxes.
There you go.
Find new ways to get creative as to how you write off your electric bill or your phone bill.
Mm-hmm.
Giving y'all some game. It's stuff out here you could be doing, y'all.
Get an accountant.
What's it?
Like,
Listen.
Yeah, listen, like
Lessons.
message.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
message.
Like for real. So, you know, I look at it as an opportunity to, one, create the lifestyle that you want when you become an entrepreneur.
Smart. Very important question, just talking about marketing. I know a lot of people that are going to be listening, they're going to be interested in this question, but brand identity. Creating a brand and establishing a brand identity are two of the most important steps when building your business. Can you highlight a couple aspects most entrepreneurs fail to consider when creating their brand identity?
Brand identity, right, is a very complex, like, thing.
Yeah.
When people think brand, they only think like, oh, Hilltop Glove podcast.
Yeah, I got my logo already. That's my brand.
That's my brand.
No, it ain't.
When reality, your brand goes so much deeper into like who you are, like what you do, how you operate. Your brand could be poor communication.
Oh.
Objectively, like your brand could be, you know, bad customer service.
Oh.
That could be your brand.
McDonald's.
Jamaican
Like, legit.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Literally,
like,
they screwed
that
up
could be
probably
your
20,
brand.
30 years ago,
Yeah.
and they can't get past it. McDonald's is always going to be known for bad customer service.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, right? So a part of your brand is like, what do you do consistently well?
Man,
That's
the
what
way
makes
you
your
broke
brand.
that down.
What do you do consistently well?
Yeah.
If I make quality music consistently well, all right, cool. That could be a part of his brand, right?
Yep.
If I do high-level career coaching and I get people good job placements, that's a part of my brand.
That's true.
That's the brand. You come to me for this thing.
Yep.
Because that's what the brand is. You know, so it's not just about you having, you know, a logo or a website. It's about what you offer. You know, like what do you really offer? You know, and then what you offer is then expressed through the visual aid of this is my logo, this is my website, this is what I do.
So when you see it, it comes along with
The brand.
Yeah, the brand.
The actual brand, the background.
Yeah.
The brand
Sense.
is the background. It's the foundation of what you do. It's who you really are, and then I express that through this. So
Man, that was dope.
Very well put. I like that.
That was dope. And what could you say? What sets your firm apart from others in the area?
I take my time working with clients. I have more of a like boutique style approach because I don't
Okay.
take on a bunch of clients. You know, I work specifically with certain types of clients because I want to see them reach their goals. And if I spread myself too thin, right, then the clients that I should be working with might not get the attention that they deserve.
Okay.
So, you know, what sets me apart is that I spend more time being dedicated to just you. And I'm not out here chasing a bunch of business.
So they're actually getting proper attention to what they're requesting. So
Customized services. If you call me and say, hey, Karl, I got this idea, but I don't know how to do this thing. All right, cool. I'll get back to you. And then we'll circulate and figure out what you need and how to do it, and then present you with that thing. And then the question is, do you want to pay for it?
hey,
That's it. You want to pay for it? If you want to pay for it, we can do it.
We can do
If
it.
you don't want to pay for it, that's cool.
I give you
But, know,
options.
But we give you options. So, you know, yeah, get plenty of options.
that's awesome.
Yep.
So now to finish out, we're going to let you do your shameless plugs at this time. Let them know what you got going on, where they can find you at. And then you got to make sure you show them that ring too.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking at that ring, bro.
So now the beautiful thing is we got like 2 more of these jumps. You know what I'm saying? So we won last year, boys and girls last year. So
Both?
Mhm.
Whoa, that's dope.
Yeah. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, man. You know, Richie, we're doing a lot of good work in track and field. So,
Yeah.
You know, very, very proud of the team. Very proud of the culture that we're developing over there. So,
That's a very good point.
very happy.
Culture.
Yeah,
Change
that's what
culture.
It's about. But yeah, shameless plug, man. You know, you can find me on most platforms _Crazy Karl. I've got music out. I got a project that just came out last month called For Her. It's for, you know, the ladies who like good hip hop music. You wanna
Hey,
ride,
here we
you a
go.
guy and you like to ride with a girl who's cool and you want to have some vibes. That's the music you want to play, you know, in the car. You know,
Yep.
I also have a project out called House of Fabrics. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's for the hustlers, the ones who trying to get some money and get money the legal way. Like
Hey,
get
that's
money
what I
the
like to
real
hear.
way,
That's what I
right?
like to hear.
You know, that's for them. You know, you can check out my website, K. Alexander Consulting. You know, and if you ever need anything from me, you know, just reach out, man. You know, find me on any platform that's available, you know, and yeah, that's it, man. So
Man, I appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
I
You're a
appreciate
really
y'all.
sharp dude, man.
I appreciate it,
I
man.
was checking out your site and stuff, and I was like, he looks like he's a sharp guy. Let me see what he look like when he come in
yeah,
person.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. But like you
man.
said, brand,
you gotta.
I know what it is. So now
It's
whenever I
gotta
see your
match.
name, you're going to match with
Right,
what
like,
you
okay,
say.
I know he gonna bring me a certain quality.
Yep.
And that's all it's about, man. So
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate y'all, man, because y'all got a good brand over here too, man. Hilltop Glove, man. If you ain't hip, you just ain't get hip. I'm trying to tell you. You gotta get hip.
Cut that. Make sure you put that together right there. We got to cut, print, and paste.
We
that.
got a little snippet.
Yeah, we need a snippet on that. So we're gonna wrap up for today. DJ and what?
A mic.
We got Skip in the background.
Yep.
And then our esteemed guest.
Crazy Karl.
Awesome, man. It's been a pleasure having you speak with us today, especially with your experience. A lot of our listeners are going to be excited to hear this and then just to hear what you have to say about what's going on because they try to do this, some successfully, others unsuccessfully.
Oh, yeah.
However, we're going to try to see if we can change that percentage.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man.
But until the next time, tell somebody next time that you love them, that you cherish them, that you care about them, and we will see you on the next episode of the Hilltop Club Podcast.
Peace.
Peace.